Let's do it.
You're good.
Hey guys, this is RX Plus One. I'm Sal Skiffo, and this is Natty Ice, and we're going to go over why Natty Ice did so well in 14.1. The first thing we're going to break down is his double jumps. All right, so if we look at the ground real quick, X marks the spot, right? You want minimal feet movement when you're doing doubles. The second thing, the Natty Ice did kind of so at is when he's jumping, so if he starts to jump for me here, right, his foot position, all right? You want the feet close and together, right? That's the most important thing. The other really good thing that he is phenomenal at, right, is to go ahead and jump again for me. Shallow jumps, all right? The higher you jump, the more tired you're gonna get, right? Now let's kind of move up the chain and look at his hips, right? So if you kind of turn sideways for me, let's look at his hips. They stay open the whole time. Like a huge flaw a lot of CrossFitters make is they pike at the hip, all right? That's gonna tire out your hip flexor and it's gonna show up on your snatch. Now the last thing I'm gonna pick up on is his posture, all right? So when he's doing double unders, shoulder blades back and together, traps relaxed, all right? He's not tense, all right? Nice and relaxed. All right, so now he's gonna give you 3 cold hard facts on why he did well.
A couple things, guys. As Sal had mentioned, the shallow jump is extremely important because both of these movements are going to influence the calf. Okay, you're going to have to do some lifting, some opening of the hips, and triple extension on your snatch. Even if you're not doing a full snatch movement, you're going to have to do a lot of jumping with the double unders, which is going to tax the calf. So the less work you're doing on those, the better off you're going to be. The next one I'm going to encourage you to do is goes along with what Sal said about piking within the movement. Keep your eyes up. Okay, if you drop the eyes, you're tending to drop the chest. You're going to be piking at the hips, lowering the body. It's going to affect where your arms go, and it's going to affect your body position. Okay, which is probably going to force you to miss some double unders. Okay, last one I want you to do is the hands. It's a very simple chop with the wood motion. It's with the wrists. It's not a large shoulder or elbow movement. Okay, it's a very simple movement, and your rhythm is going to play into that. I would encourage you guys too to make your breathing as rhythmic as the double under. All right, pick when it's good for you to breathe, and breathe in that same rhythm throughout the movement. I tend to exhale as I land, and then take a deep breath as I'm coming up from the double. It keeps my core tight and my body nice and rigid in the bottom position for the landing. It allows me to relax at the top and have a little bit of a rest factor for the shoulders. Okay.
All right, now we're going to talk about his snatches. Okay, so today for Nathan's snatches, we used a girl's bar. All right, so that's going to be to minimize his grip on the bar. So go ahead and grab the bar. All right. The next thing I want you to notice is Nathan's grip on the bar. All right, it's going to be narrower than normal. All right, so in order to do this, your traps need to be loose. All right. Now let's look at Nathan's feet. All right, so when he goes ahead and snatches, go ahead and snatch, Nathan. All right, minimal foot movement again. All right, his feet aren't moving. All right, we're cutting down on time, being as efficient as possible. Now the next thing I want you to notice, if you come around to the side, let's look at Nathan's back. All right, he's power snatching. Right, beautiful table, shoulders back and together. It all comes back to posture. Go ahead and pop it up again for me. All right, now the last thing I want you guys to notice, okay, is how he brings it down. Right, he's going to bring it down, he's going to hit the pocket, right, and he's going to bring it down efficiently. All right, a lot of people make the mistake in this WOD of bringing it down inefficiently. It kills you. All right, now go ahead and take it away, Nathan, for your cold hard facts.
A couple things, guys, as you mentioned with the foot width. It's important to start from a position that you don't have to modify as you change from the pull position to the receiving position, okay? If in a normal snatch, maybe a power snatch with a little heavier weight, see a lot of people start narrow, they pull, they catch wide, and then obviously to get a good rep, you need to show control, bring the feet back together. So I want you to try to pull from a comfortable hip to shoulder width stance. I want you to catch from a shoulder width stance, all right? Be efficient, minimize movement with the bar and the time under the weight. Okay, second one, which we talked about on double unders as well, is when you're setting up in your position, don't look down, look up. Okay, keeps your back nice and tight, keeps your hamstrings loaded with the chest up, which is the position you want to pull from. And lastly, I would encourage you, it worked well for me, breathe at the top of the rep, okay? Allows you to relax here for a second, take your breath, and you bring the bar down, the core is tight, you breathe in, and you're ready to start again from the pull position, okay?
All right, the last thing I want to talk about is strategies. So Nathan started with an EMOM strategy for every minute on the minute. All right, we kind of thought of that a little bit, and we kind of went to more of like, I would say like a minute 5, right? And we got 8 and change, which is a really, really good score. Now, some other strategies that could work for you is we talked about maybe like a minute 15 EMOM, maybe a minute 30. The key to this WOD is when you watch the video with Nathan, that he was consistent the entire time, right? He didn't come out like firing really fast. He didn't come out really slow. He was consistent, and consistency is key here. The other thing that Nathan did really, really well was his transition, all right? He kept it sub 5. And if you keep it sub 5, you know, that's really good. Anything longer than that, it's gonna start to bleed and it's gonna eat away. And he was really disciplined. All right, you didn't see his form really break down. He's hung true to what he wanted to do. Anything you want to add?
Last thing I would mention with that is think about this workout in relation to which of the movements you're better at. Okay, so for me, I know for a high volume snatch movement, it's going to fatigue me a little bit more. Probably not going to do as well as some of the guys that are just simply better at that movement, maybe stronger at that movement, have better endurance in their posterior chain. For me, I knew the double unders were going to be someplace I would make up some time. So I'm going to get to the rope as fast as I can. I'm going to knock out those double unders unbroken to give myself a little bit of a cushion. If you're doing an EMOM especially, load up your front end, get your doubles done, get on the bar, and that way if you need to take a break, maybe break it up 8-7, maybe 5-5-5 if you really start to fatigue if need be, it gives you a little more cushion on the bar. So keep that in mind and think about your strengths.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week for 14.2.